Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Hans Christian Andersen Award 2022. Wow, I'm so happy to see all happy faces. Yeah, even though with masks, we can see that everyone is so happy. So, for tonight's event, yeah, there will be award presentation, there will be some speeches. So I just hope that everyone will give 100% energy for tonight's event, all right? Okay, so to start tonight's event without further ado, let me welcome Miss Junko Yokota, Jury President, to start the Hans Christian Andersen Award 2022. Please welcome.
Good evening, IBBY family. As president of the 2022 IBBY Hans Christian Andersen Award jury, tonight I celebrate with you the winners of the highest international recognition to an author and an illustrator of children's books. The Andersen Award is sponsored by Nami Island Inc., to whom we are expressing our deepest appreciation for their ongoing and generous support. At this time, I welcome Mrs. Lee to the stage for her remarks.
Good evening, everybody. I would like to greet everyone here. I am very happy to see you again. It is my honor to be here with two of the most distinguished illustrators and writers in the world, Marie-Aude Murail from France and Suzy Lee from Korea. On behalf of Nami Island, sponsor of the Hans Christian Andersen Award, I would like to send congratulations for their incredible works with all my heart. Their beautiful books and messages behind them deeply moved me. If one wants to be a writer, he has to think and imagine like a child, said Miss Murail. Ms. Lee also said, anyone who has an innocent mind of a child can be a reader of picture books. Tonight will be a great opportunity for all of us to learn how to see the world through the eyes and the mind of a child. We are very lucky to have wonderful teachers, many authors and illustrators here who already have the eyes of a child, imagine with the mind of a child, and create beautiful stories with them. After World War II, Yella Lepman, the founder of IBBY, organized the International Exhibition for Children who lost everything. She believed that placing good and quality books into the hands of the children would be another good way to show hope for the future. Lippmann said, let's make a start with the children to get this deranged world back on its tracks. The children will show the way to the grown-ups. And through the exhibition, she brought dreams and hopes to children left behind in the war-torn places. Children show us where and how we should go. With their eyes, with their minds, we can make this place safer, more peaceful, and more beautiful. We have to keep in mind that making a better world is our responsibility. Nami Island promises to bear it in mind, to make the world more beautiful for our children. I would like to extend my gratitude to Mr. Reza Khairuddin, President of IBBY Malaysia, and many others for hosting such a fantastic Congress. This Mingjo Chang, President of IBBY, who devoted himself to this meaningful movement over. Dear my friends from all over the world, it is my great pleasure meeting you here. I wish you and your family good and happiness. Thank you very much and have a nice good night. Nice day.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Lee.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Lee, for your remarks. I also take time at this moment to bring the heartiest of greetings and congratulations to the winners from the patron of our awards, Her Majesty Queen Margrethe of Denmark. Congratulations. IBBY's mission of promoting international understanding through children's books is needed as never before. Our world continues to be in crisis, from the pandemic, natural disasters, continuing wars. In these times, we are especially grateful to be part of an organization that puts the needs of children first, insisting on quality books that they so deserve. The 38th IBBY World Congress has been challenged during this time of the pandemic. I applaud the perseverance of our colleagues at IBBY as they bring us this Congress. Thank you to Reza Khairuddin and all of your colleagues who have worked throughout the time of uncertainty over these last 6 years. Thank you very much. I'm honored to have served with the following members of the 2022 jury. Most of them could not be with us here in person, but we have two who will be joining me on the stage. Antoine Al-Shatouni from Lebanon, Marilar Alexandra from Spain, Evelyn Arispe from Mexico, Mariela Bertelli from Canada, Tina Bildan from Slovenia, who will join me on stage, Viviane Ezrati from France, Jivone Lee from South Korea, Robin Morrow from Australia, Jana Pesonen from Finland, and Cecilia Anna Repetti from Argentina. IBBY Executive Director Liz Page acted as our jury secretary. Serving on the Andersen jury is an honor. It's one that holds tremendous responsibility, and it's also one that is filled with pure joy. Immersing ourselves in the best of the world's literature for children for countless hours, we felt the enormity of the decision. The jury accepted the trust that had been placed in us making these difficult decisions among the highly qualified candidates that were submitted. The digital copies of dossiers and books were supplied to all jury members, and for months we had online exchanges of our thoughts, questions, and all through the blogging. While we continue to appreciate what physical books offer us, we value the inclusiveness that technology allows. This time in particular, digital files were essential for our work as we were unable to meet in person. We met online with Zoom sessions across multiple time zones. Across the world, we had internet speeds that varied from 1.8 gigabytes per second to 16.7 gigabytes per second. The inequality of the situation alone led to freezing images, interrupted speeches. However, we figured out ways that we could communicate, and we were able to overcome these obstacles and do our work. One jury member had to be awake and ready at 4 a.m. with coffee in hand. Another faced electrical power curfew by 11 p.m. Despite these numerous challenges of our times, we had rich discussions. We made the most of these situations, and we learned from our time together. The criteria used to assess the nominations include the aesthetic and the literary quality, as well as the freshness and the innovation of each nominee's work, the ability to see the child's point of view and to stretch their curiosity, the continuing relevance of the works to children and young people. The award is based on the entire body of work by each illustrator and each author. IBBY national sections submitted 62 candidates from 33 countries. From this pool of incredibly highly qualified candidates, the jury deliberated on each nominee, carefully and thoroughly assessing each candidate while maintaining discussions related to the criteria. The short list of 6 authors and 6 illustrators was announced in February and the winner in March at the Bologna Book Fair. The 2002 winner of the author category is Marie-Aude Murail, submitted by the French section of IBBY. Would you please come and join me on stage? As she comes, over 30 years, Murail has written nearly 100 books for children and young adults and is known for creating characters whom readers feel a bond. She writes across varied themes that range from politics, history, love, adventure, fantasy, to reflecting on social issues depicting the everyday lives of those who face challenges. Translated into more than 27 languages, Marie-Aude keeps an open dialogue with translators and likewise maintains communication with teachers and students so the readers are engaged through a myriad of ways as they respond to her work. Murail has a lifetime of commitment to literacy for all people and the development of the rights of refugees and migrant children, and she writes essays and participates in seminars in support of these topics. Her dossier notes that in many ways she embodies the values of IBBY. She is committed to the cause of children and reading, observing the world seriously, and with humor and caring optimism, opening numerous windows on the major stakes of contemporary society. In 2004, she was named Knight of the Legion of Honor, the highest order for military and civil merit in recognition for her work in literature for children. Marie-Aude Murail was nominated for the Hans Christian Andersen Award in 1996 and again in 1998. She was a finalist in 2018 and in 2020, and now the winner in 2022. Congratulations, Marie-Aude Murail. Please accept our accolades that we bestow on you and the deep appreciation of your work.
Well, I'm so happy. My daughter will be my voice in English because I don't speak very fluently, but I want to say 2 words. I have in my bag have 2 books. One of Suzy in French. I want a signature. Okay, I'm a fan. And one in French, mine. It's not in a bookshop now, it's just printed. And il y a le bandeau.
Oh, and there's the Prix Christian Andersen written on it. So you have
So proud! Well, be serious now.
Could we have the slides now, please?
She's a little stressed. Moi aussi. Mesdames, Messieurs, chers amis d'IBBY, chers hôtes de Malaisie.
So ladies and gentlemen, dear friends of IBBY and dear hosts here in Malaysia.
Lorsque j'ai appris que le thème de votre congrès serait cette année le pouvoir des histoires, j'ai tout de suite pensé à ce jeu littéraire que m'avait proposé mon éditrice à l'école des loisirs et qui s'appelle Le dernier mot. Slash, and you translate.
Thank you.
Okay.
So when I learned that the theme of your Congress this year would be the power of stories, I immediately thought of a literary game that my editor at the École des Loisirs had suggested to me called The Last Word.
La règle est la suivante. Vous écrivez en colonne les 16 premiers mots qui vous viennent à l'esprit. Pour ma part, ce furent blocage, vide, lapin, psy, attendre, partir, ensoleillé, grotte, sexy, pudique, masculin, féminin, oups, yes, comment, pourquoi. That's it.
The rule is the following. You write in columns the first 16 words that pop into your mind. For me, there were obstacle, emptiness, rabbit, shrink, wait, leave, sunny, cave, sexy, self-conscious, masculine, feminine, oops, yes, how, and why.
Puis, conformément à la règle du jeu, j'ai assemblé les mots 2 par 2 dans l'ordre où je les avais écrits. Et sans trop réfléchir, j'ai tiré de chaque couple, par association d'idées, un nouveau mot.
Then, according to the rule of the game, I put the words together 2 by 2 in the order in which I had written them, and without thinking too much about it, I drew a new word from each pair by association of ideas. You can try it at home.
Par exemple, le blocage et le vide me suggérèrent le mot barré.
For example, obstacle and emptiness gave me the word crossed out or closed off in French.
Les adjectifs sexy et pudique me menèrent à l'ellipse. Quant au masculin et au féminin, ils aboutirent à l'ambigu.
The adjectives sexy and self-conscious led me to ellipsis, and masculine and feminine led to ambiguous.
Des 16 mots initiaux, il n'en restait plus que 8, dont je fis 4 paires qui produisirent à leur tour ces 4 mots. Page blanche, dérive, marge, dénouement.
Of the 16 initial words, there remain only 8, of which I made 4 pairs which produced in their turn these 4 words: blank page, drift, margin, and resolve.
La page blanche et la dérive s'assemblèrent pour donner le mot sens. La marge et le dénouement me poussèrent vers le verbe écrire.
The white page and the drift came together to give the word meaning, and the margin and the resolve pushed me towards the verb writing.
Ces 2 mots, sens et écrire, fusionnèrent pour n'en faire plus qu'un seul. The last word, j'écris, j'obtiens une histoire.
These 2 words, meaning and writing, merged into one, the last word. Looking for meaning in my life through what I write, I get a story.
Ce fut ce jour-là mon dernier mot, mais c'est peut-être aussi le premier, car je suis depuis toujours quelqu'un qui vit à travers les histoires qu'il se raconte.
That day, story was my last word, but it could also have been my first, because I have always been someone who lives through the story I tell myself.
Me voici à 4 ans.
Here I am at age 4.
On ne le croirait pas, mais je suis un pirate.
You wouldn't believe it by looking at this picture, but I'm actually a pirate.
C'est le plus ancien de mes souvenirs, la première prise de conscience de celle que j'étais. Je m'aperçus que je jouais sans bouger, que je jouais dans ma tête.
This is the earliest memory that I have, the first realization of who I was. I realized that I was playing without moving, that I was playing in my head.
Heureusement pour ma sociabilité, j'ai eu très tôt des compagnons de jeu avec qui inventer des histoires et incarner des personnages. Les voici, mon frère Loris et ma sœur Elvire, qui devinrent tous deux écrivains.
Fortunately for my sociability, I had very early companions to play with, to invent stories and to embody characters with. Here they are, my brother Loris and my sister Elvire, who both became writers.
Nous jouions ensemble le jeudi, jour de congé des écoliers dans la France des années 60, et le dimanche, après la messe.
We used to play together on Thursdays, which was the school children's day off in 1960s France, and on Sundays after Mass.
Nous capturions des animaux sauvages avec notre corde à sauter. Nous nous évadions de prison en rampant hors du placard à balai. Nous campions au désert sous nos dessus du lit. Nous escaladions la paroi abrupte de notre cheminée.
We captured wild animals with our skipping rope, escaped from prison by crawling out of the broom closet, camped out in the desert under our bed sheets, and climbed the steep mountain of our fireplace.
Autour de nous, les animaux en peluche parlaient et nos chaises se cabraient en hennissant.
All around us, stuffed animals talked, and our chairs reared up with a whinny.
Cela se passait entre les 4 murs de notre chambre, aux 40 rue de Bretagne, à Paris.
This was happening within the 4 walls of our room at 40 rue de Bretagne in Paris.
Nos imaginaires fusionnèrent si bien durant notre enfance qu'il nous fut aisé d'écrire ensemble à l'âge adulte.
Our imaginations merged so well during our childhood that it was easy for us to write together as adults.
The sad part. Okay, I try. Il arrive que les histoires se finissent tristement dans la vraie vie.
Sometimes stories end sadly in real life.
J'ai perdu mon compagnon.
I lost one of my playmates last year.
Okay. Say it in English.
I'm picking this up from here. My brother died of Charcot disease, also known as ALS. He told me he wanted to die on stage, and during 18 months, doubly locked up by paralysis and confinement, Loris wrote with me our last 3 stories. Or rather, he told these stories through a text-to-speech software.
Je voulais qu'il soit à mes côtés aujourd'hui.
I wanted him to be by my side today.
Car c'est lui qui a ouvert la voie aux 2 petites sœurs. Lui, le jeune lecteur de Lovecraft et d'Isaac Asimov, qui écrivit ses premières histoires de science-fiction à la sortie de l'adolescence.
Because he was the one who paved the way for the 2 little sisters. He, the young reader of Lovecraft and Isaac Asimov, who wrote his first science fiction stories when he was just out of adolescence.
De mon côté, à 13 ans, je créai un magazine pour ma petite sœur où l'on trouvait des histoires policières, des contes animaliers et même un courrier des lecteurs.
On my part, at the age of 13, I created a magazine for my little sister, which included detective stories, animal tales, and even letters from readers to the editor.
I have one reader, of course. Puis, j'inventai un pays, la Svietlanie.
Then, I invented a country, Svetlania.
Ah, il y a une personne russe ici, Svietok, la fleur. Inspirée par la Sildavie de mon cher Tintin, J'y passais de longues heures de rêveuse éveillée, imaginant l'histoire du pays, ses coutumes, ses costumes, sa religion, sa langue et jusqu'à sa gastronomie.
Svetlana was inspired by the Sildavia of my dear Tintin, the Belgian comic hero. I spent long hours dreaming, imagining the history of the country, its customs, its traditional attire, its religion, its language, and even its gastronomy.
On me croyait à l'école, dans la rue, à table ou dans mon lit, mais j'étais en Svetlani, comme ces adolescents d'aujourd'hui qui découvrent la puissance de l'imaginaire à travers le shifting et qui s'évadent à Poudlard ou dans toute autre desired reality.
People thought I was at school or in the street or at the dinner table or in my bed, but truly I was in Svetlana. Not unlike those teenagers of today who discover the power of imagination through the methods of shifting and escapes to Hogwarts or any other desired reality.
Je suis donc quelqu'un qui a vécu et parfois survécu grâce au pouvoir des histoires. Et c'est encore une histoire qui fait que je suis devant vous aujourd'hui.
So I am someone who has lived and sometimes survived through the power of stories, and it is yet another story that makes me stand before you today.
Celle-ci commence lorsque j'avais 18 ans et que je découvris le village natal de la grand-mère de mon mari, un village charentais qui porte le nom charmant de Courcoury.
This story began when I was 18 years old, just married. I discovered my husband's grandmother's native village, a village in the Charente region of France bearing the charming name of Courcoury.
C'est là que mes 3 enfants passèrent leurs vacances chez Mémé Thérèse, et c'est pourquoi un de mes premiers livres pour la jeunesse, Les secrets véritables, qui a pour cadre ce village, est dédié à tous les enfants qui ont joué, qui jouent et qui joueront à Courcoury.
It was there in Courcoury that my 3 children, that's a little bit of me, spend their holidays with their great-grandmother, Mémé Thérèse. This is why one of my first books for young people, Les Secrets Véritables, or True Secrets, is set in this village and is dedicated to all the children who have played, who play, and who will play in Courcoury.
Or, parmi ces enfants, il y en eut un qui s'appelait René Guillot. J'appris par mon beau-père que ce René Guillot, qui a même sa rue à Courcoury, était un écrivain pour la jeunesse et c'était, jusqu'à aujourd'hui, le seul écrivain jeunesse à avoir reçu le prix Hans Christian Andersen en 1964.
En France. So among these children, there was one named René Guillot. I learned from my father-in-law that this René Guillot, who even has a street in Courcoury, was a writer for young people, and that he was the only French writer for young people to have received the Hans Christian Andersen Prize in 1964.
Je fis cette découverte, j'étais un tout jeune écrivain pour la jeunesse et je crus y voir un signe.
When I made this discovery, I was a very young writer for young people, and I took it as a sign or a calling.
Haha, I was right. En 1996, la section française d'IBBY me désigna comme l'écrivain pour la jeunesse français le plus digne de prétendre à cette reconnaissance internationale que représente le prix Hans Christian Andersen. Et IBBY France réitéra son choix en 1998.
So as Junko Yokota mentioned, in 1996, the French section of IBBY designated me as the French writer for young people most worthy of the international recognition that the Hans Christian Andersen Award represents. And IBBY France repeated its choice in 1998.
Je me sentis honorée en même temps qu'intimidée parce que je n'avais qu'une douzaine d'années dans la carrière.
I felt both honored and intimidated at the time because I was only a dozen years into my career.
Et touchée aussi par la critique que IBBY France fit alors de mon œuvre.
I was also touched by the criticism that IBBY France made of my work at the time.
Marie-Aude Murail a des choses à dire sur le monde contemporain sans pesanteur et sans démagogie. Nous serions heureux si, à l'occasion du prix Hans Christian Andersen, son œuvre continuait à passer les frontières, témoignant d'une écriture et d'une expérience à la fois très enracinée dans la réalité française contemporaine et suffisamment distanciée pour être universelle.
That's a lot of words. Yeah. So, quotation. Marie-Aude Murail has things to say about the contemporary world without heaviness and without demagogy. We would be happy if, on the occasion of the Hans Christian Andersen Prize, her work continued to cross borders, testifying to writing and an experience that are both very much rooted in contemporary French reality and sufficiently distanced to be universal.
Bon, ce furent Uri Orleff et Catherine Peterson qui reçurent le prix Andersen, respectivement en 1996 et en 1998.
Well, it was actually Uri Orlev and Catherine Patterson who received the Andersen Prize, respectively in 1996 and 1998.
Mais moi, j'ai tiré des mots d'IBBY France un encouragement à passer les frontières, que ce soit celle du pays, de la langue, de l'appartenance sociale et aussi de la classe d'âge, car la littérature jeunesse est un passeport entre les générations. Elle est, à l'image d'IBBY, internationale et rassembleuse.
I didn't win then, but for me the word of IBBY France encouraged me to cross borders, whether they be those of countries, languages, social backgrounds, or age groups, because children's literature is a passport between generations. It is, like IBBY, international and unifying.
Alors, de Lima à Toronto, de Saint-Pétersbourg à Marrakech et de Bologne à Francfort, je suis allée à la rencontre des enfants et des adolescents avec mes livres dans mon sac à dos.
So from Lima to Toronto, from St. Petersburg to Marrakech, and from Bologna to Frankfurt, I went to meet children and teenagers with my books in my backpack.
En 2020, j'ai fait partie de ce qu'on a coutume d'appeler la short list des nominés du prix Hans Christian Andersen qui fut attribué à l'américaine Jacqueline Woodson.
In 2020, I was on the short list of nominees for the Hans Christian Andersen Prize, which was then awarded to the American Jacqueline Woodson. Congratulations to her.
Je savais très bien que, comme le disait Dickens, tant que je vous ferai rire et pleurer, je continuerai. Et que, avec ou sans le prix Andersen, je continuerai d'écrire pour la jeunesse.
I knew full well, as Charles Dickens said, that as long as I make you laugh and cry, I will continue, and that with or without the Andersen Prize, I would continue to write for the children.
Mais franchement, j'aurais préféré que ce soit avec.
But to be totally honest, at that point, I would have preferred it to be with the Andersen Prize.
Ce 21 mars 2022, jour où le nom du ou de la lauréate devait être annoncé au Salon de Bologne, j'ai fait comme si je ne le savais pas et je suis allée marcher sur un petit chemin de campagne avec mon mari.
On March 21, 2022, the day the winner was to be announced at the Bologna Fair, I pretended I didn't know and went for a walk on a small country road with my husband.
Mon éditrice, présente à Bologne, Véronique Heitz, m'a jointe sur mon portable. Je n'oublierai pas ses premiers mots. Tu l'as, c'est toi.
My editor, Veronique Heitz, who was in Bologna, reached me on my cell phone, and I won't ever forget her first words. You have it, it's you.
Je vais le faire en français, je ne suis pas capable. Voilà. C'est une histoire comme je les aime, avec des rebondissements et des épreuves où rien n'est gagné d'avance.
So, voila. This is a story like the ones I like, with twists and turns and trials where nothing is won in advance.
Thanks to you, it's a story with a happy ending.
Thank you for a wonderful acceptance speech to help us get new insights into your work. Thank you very much. The 2022 winner of the Illustrator category is Suzy Lee, submitted by the South Korean section of IBBY. Please join me on the stage, Suzy. Lee's childhood fascination with art led to her studying painting at the university. Initially illustrating children's novels, her wonder seeing amazing artist books led her to studying the craft of books for self-expression. Eventually, she began challenging herself to create wordless picture books that tell a simple truth in the cleanest, most effortless way possible. Suzy Lee is known for her imaginative balancing of the physical properties of a print book with the philosophical interpretations that led to emotional discoveries, often through an exploration of childhood play. She calls attention to the aspects of print book as she manipulates viewer attention to understanding how a book's physical dimensions, paper, and aspects such as cover, end papers, and gutters can contribute to the reader's experiences with the book as a whole. Suzy's career quickly escalated with international attention and awards, and in 2016 she was shortlisted for the IBBY Hans Christian Andersen Award. She notes that picture books are a joyful form of play presented in the most refined style that tells the most serious of stories, and describes herself as someone who plays together with the readers over a little bowl of stories that come alive through pictures. Congratulations, Suzy Lee. Please accept the accolades bestowed on you and our deep appreciation of your work.
This is forward.
Yeah, oh, next and backward.
Okay.
But if it doesn't work, you can see next. So the people up there will help you.
Sure. Thanks. Okay.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me here in IBBY International Congress in Malaysia. I am deeply honored and grateful to have been chosen as the Hans Christian Andersen Award recipient for 2022. I would like to express special thanks to Her Majesty Queen Margrethe II of Denmark, the members of the International Board on Books for Young People, jury president Junko Yokota, and the jury members, and Nami Island for granting me this year's award. I would also like to thank Hyang-Bun Shim, the former president of KBBY, and the committee of KBBY for having faith in me. It wasn't achievable without their support in every possible way. I also extend my thanks to my publishers and editors, Marzia and Morgio Coraini and Giovanna Ballin of Edizioni Coraini, who helped me to take a first step. Victoria Rock of Chronicle Books, from whom I learned a lot. And Sangi Park, Eunjung Jung of Biryongso, who have been accompanying me on this journey. And I'd like to thank my family with all my heart, And my gratitude also goes to my fellow picture book artists and my dear readers in the world. "Curiouser and curiouser," cried Alice. This remark always makes me smile. Alice doesn't quite care if her remark is grammatically correct or not, and is never frightened by any absurd situation in Wonderland. This reckless curiosity leads us to a new place, and I, as an artist, learn a lot from this attitude. All we need to do is just say, what? Curiouser and curiouser. When I arrived in London to study book arts, I made Alice in Wonderland as my graduation work, and it became my first book that I did all for myself. My professor asked me why I chose this very English text for my main project. But it wasn't really my interest if Alice is very English or not. At that time, I felt just like Alice. I was surrounded by creatures who spoke strange languages, which is English. And I, black-haired Korean Alice, started poking around the Wonderland. Besides the fact that I identified myself with Alice, I put many questions that I had at that moment into my book. Curiouser and curiouser is an image, an illusion, is a stage, the border of fantasy and reality. Is a book just a container of text? Does a picture book consist of pictures plus a book as a physical object? Should the book be always rectangular? Why do readers ignore the binding line in the center of a book when they read? Can the form of a book be part of a narrative? Can the pictures alone tell a story? Who is the reader of picture books? Will I survive as a picture book artist making this kind of strange book? The first book was about to explode, full of questions. When you open my Alice in Wonderland, the performance of Alice and the White Rabbit chasing each other in multiple layers of an imaginary world begins. I often use the stage as my device to indicate everything on the stage is an illusion. If I put a board just a bit higher above the ground, it becomes a stage. If I draw a line, the other side becomes a stage. Even an invisible line I set separates fantasy from reality. In fact, that's what children always do when they play. They stand on the border of fantasy and reality and easily go in and out. The stage seemed to me to be such a great platform for me to start. So Alice in Wonderland came out exactly 20 years ago, and I guess I've been trying to answer the question from the Alice book one by one in each of my projects. In Mirror, the fold between the double spread page works as a border of the real world and the reflected illusion. And at some point, the girl and the reflected one disappear into the gutter in the middle. Then the next pages become empty. And in Wave, the girl crosses over the border in order to enter into the wave's world. I drew only half of the body entering into the fold to emphasize that she is crossing the two different words. So, about these two mentioned pages, I received many emails asking if they are printing errors. So, picture books are the most conservative media and at the same time, the most innovative one. Myriad of experiments have been done in picture books, and do you know why it is possible? It's because picture books have the most creative and playful readers, children, right? Oops. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Children accept any challenge. They are never perplexed by the half-gone body in wave. They giggle and search the other half, looking in the gap, in the middle. Children ask questions, and they create their own answer. A child once asked me why the girl in the mirror doesn't mimic the real one in the last part of the book Mirror. And another child next that child answered to that question. I know why. The reflected girl poses differently from the real one because she's a child who wants to be new and different every day. And another sharp-sighted young reader told me, look, the shadow is trying to steal the apple in the book Shadow. When this reader turned the page, the light was behind the page, so she could catch the see-through shadow on the back in a flash of time while turning the pages. Isn't it amazing? The playfulness of children allows every possibility to extend the realm of picture books. Many picture book artists have been playing with their books, carrying invisible children on their shoulders. I love playing around with books. I made books opening by side, bottom to top, putting smaller books inside of the books, or in reverse, spreading out all the pages in one long piece. That book, I'm going to talk about this book, the One Long Piece book, tomorrow. I made a book of many hills by folding papers, and I made a book of die-cut holes and look out the world through the windows with my little readers. The picture books that have been staying with readers for a long time always have children in any form. Not only are practical children present, but children are also in every color, in every line, and even in the air, in the picture books. Childness, a very simple and explicit essence of our world, is present in picture books. My recent work, Summer, is just about this essence. I usually explain that this book was inspired by Antonio Vivaldi's concerto Summer in 4 Seasons, but it was just an excuse. I wanted to draw the energy of children, their awe, their excitement, just about everything, and their eager anticipation toward coming new days. And also I wanted to express the energy of summer days, burning sun, buzzing flies, unpredictable weather, lightning, thunder, and finally the storm. All of them shared by children in common. Summer begins and ends on the stage as Alice in Wonderland does. The musicians enter into the stage, the curtain opens up, then the story begins. The children are the performer as well as the audience. A picture book is the stage. So when you open the book, the imaginary world begins to move, and when you close the book, the curtain closes. So you put this word back on the bookshelf, but whenever you want, you can make this stage alive. How marvelous. Children are transparent and lucid. I express my respect to these simple but shining children who go through the early stage of their life doing their best. In this unfavorable world, luckily there's a media that is open to children. I make picture books. I do what I want to do. I draw freely to express all the joy through my soul and body. I do it very, very seriously, and I do it with all my heart in the most playful mind. That's the best way I can express my respect to my dear readers. So, to celebrate tonight, I thought it would be very nice to have some music performance. Now I'm going to finish my speech showing you the third movement, The Storm, in my book, Summer. I hope you feel the joy of life, dramatic summer days, and most importantly, the enchanting children. Thank you very much again for this prestigious award, and I dedicate this performance especially to my dear Marie-Aude Murail and all the audiences here to celebrate tonight. Terima kasih. Yes.
Thank you once again. Thank you. Thank you once again, Marie-Aude Murail and Suzy Lee, for your lifetime contribution as winners of the 2022 IBBY Hans Christian Andersen Award, and to Nami Island Inc. for their generous and ongoing sponsorship. It is with great joy that we are presenting these awards in person this year. We are reminded of the challenges faced by our world and by IBBY conference organizers leading up to this momentous occasion. Thank you for helping us celebrate the Hans Christian Andersen Awards, and please visit the IBBY website to continue to read about each of the Andersen Award nominees. We celebrate each and every one of the nominees as well. Thank you tonight.
All right, big round of applause to Dr. Junko Yokota. Thank you so much. And that is Hans Christian Andersen Award 2022. Wow. Amazing. That's the only word that I can give, I think. Looking at all the work by the artists, I feel so blessed to be here. You know, like to share in this moment. Okay, so before that, we will invite our distinguished guests, okay, for dinner. Okay, so I have few announcements to be made. All right. First of all, tomorrow we will start at 8:30, but tomorrow morning our day will start with parallel session. Yeah. So first thing in the morning, 8:30, our session will start at the next building for the parallel session. Melati 1, Melati 1, Melati 2, Melati 3, and also Siantan 1. As usual, 4 slots. Yeah. And then we will have coffee break here. And then at 10, our coffee break will be at 10 a.m. And then 10:30 a.m. we will have plenary 5. Yeah, the Hans Christian Andersen Award nominees. So tomorrow morning, first thing first, yes, we will have the parallel session. Okay. All right. So and then there's another announcement, especially from the photographer. Because there will be a surprise on the last day. So your pictures will be featured. Yeah, on a video. So that's the reason why I keep on telling all of you to keep your smile. Okay, there are a lot of candid pictures. Yeah, so put your best smiles to ensure that the video, you know. Yes. Anyone that doesn't want to smile, I can help you. But I really hope that everyone enjoyed your moment here. And again, I wanted to apologize because it's always me and always me. So I hope you bear with me, yeah? Okay, so actually I'm trying to make some time because the dinner is not ready. It's ready, but maybe there needs some time, no? So I'm trying to, you know, and in my ears, there's a lot of people talking. So I'm trying to find words for me to talk, right? So yeah, thank you so much for being with me. See, they are still talking. Okay. So let me just brief a little bit, yeah. And okay, we will also have a fam trip to Putrajaya, and if I'm not mistaken, I think more than 50 persons have already signed up. at the registration counter for the Putrajaya trip. Yeah, if you do not want to miss this Putrajaya trip, it's free of charge. You can write down your name at the registration counter, and then yes, we will go to Putrajaya together. Make sure your battery is full, battery camera is full, because we will have a lot of selfies with me. Again. Yeah, okay, so you can practice now to have a big smile, right? Thank you so much, cameraman, for helping me out. Wow. Somebody asked me, oh, see, there's another thing in my ear. Somebody asked me to sing. No, I can't. It will be raining if I sing. Okay, they're not ready yet. 2 minutes, 2 minutes. They say. Okay, I'll try my best. Okay. Oh, okay. One more thing. Okay. For tomorrow, tomorrow we will have 2 time of parallel sessions in the morning and in the evening, and we will have 3 plenary sessions. So it will be like in that building, next building, and also this building. So here and there again. Yeah. Right. Yeah, many of you love to walk here and there because there is a beautiful garden over there, so you can take some pictures. Yeah, yeah. Again, I'm trying my best here actually. Thank you so much. Pardon? He asked me how to make the best nasi lemak. Actually, if you ask me how to make the best dish, it must be from your heart. Thank you for helping me out. There's another announcement to be made. Okay, so, pardon? No. Wait. Yeah, I know. I understand your feeling. I'm hungry too. Okay. Yeah. Okay, there is an announcement to be made with. Yeah, I'm looking for. Okay. All right. So they are selling a Wow Bulan DIY kit. The Wow Bulan, the one that the one is like a kite but it's bigger. Yeah, this is the DIY kit downstairs for only 40 ringgit or USD 9, in which you may find at the booth at the right side of the exhibition entrance. Okay. Oh, that's all. Oh, okay. I can tell that. Okay. Thank you so much for helping me out. All right. So nasi lemak made from coconut milk, while nasi goreng is a fried rice. So yeah, with the one with coconut milk, the rice with coconut milk, you have to steam, and the one nasi goreng is you have to fry. Yeah. Both are delicious, especially again if you make from your heart. I think maybe the cameraman can show other videos because, yeah, I don't want to be the center of attraction. I'm trying not to, even though I am. See the cameraman, please. Do your job. Okay. All right, still, yeah, they're still talking. Okay, another minute. Just now they said 2 minutes. Now it's more than 2 minutes, right? Why they are doing this to me? Yeah, I need to ask for high pay, I think. Oh, somebody wanted to help me. Come. Oh, no. You just wanted to cheer me up. Thank you. Not helping. Okay, so I think, yeah, they're almost ready. Wow, okay, I'm so happy. Please, I waited for some messages here and there. Okay, I'm looking for every messages that I can. Okay, yeah, I think our photographer will start to do his job to try to find best candid and small pictures. Oh, you wanted to do line by line? No. Okay, good news. They are ready. All right. Okay, so everyone, please enjoy your dinner. Thank you so much for being with me. Thank you for helping me out too. All right, so I shall see you guys downstairs. Thank you.